Arithmetic, exponents. In the last video in the review, we showed that multiplication is basically adding by equal size groups, such that we get something like 12 eggs per carton with a total of 5 cartons. Multiplication gives us the expression 12 times 5, which can be written 12 plus 12 plus 12 plus 12 plus 12, 5 groups of 12. There is a special case of multiplication called an exponent or a power. It is the idea of multiplying one or more groups which all share the same quantity at each level, such that you can have something like 5 groups of 5 things. As a quick example, we have here 5 times 5. So it is 5 groups with 5 things each. It's the same number. So we can use the special case of multiplication, an exponent or a power, such that 5 multiplied by 5, or 5 times 5, is 5 squared. In the special case of multiplication, the number of groups is written in the top right corner of the number. So then, we could expand this. 5 to the power of 2 would be 5 times 5. 5 to the power of 3 would be 5 times 5 times 5. 5 to the power of 4 would be 5 times 5 times 5 times 5. 5 to the power of 5 would be 5 times 5 times 5 times 5 times 5. 5 groups of 5. Let's do an example. We want to put 5 apples in each bag for a total of 5 bags. We also want to put 5 bags of apple into a box for a total of 5 boxes. How many apples will the 5 boxes have in total? So we know 1 bag is equal to 5 apples, and 1 box is equal to 5 bags of apples. If we divide both sides by a bag, such that one side becomes just a 1, canceling the bags out, we get just one set, one grouping, one unit of 5 apples per bag. A bag of apples, a bag of 5 apples in this case. Likewise, if we divide both sides by a box, we get 1 unit of 5 bags of apples per box. In total then, we would get 5 apples per bag times 5 bags per box times 5 boxes. So we can see then that the bags cancel, the boxes cancel, and we get 5 times 5 times 5 apples. So then in total we have 5 times 5 times 5 apples, which we've just learned is 5 to the power of 3 apples, which is 5 times 5, 25, times 5. 25 times 5 is 125 apples. We learned to be able to do 25 times 5 in the last video, where this would be 5 times 5, which is 25, 2 times 5, which is 10, plus 2, 12, 125. The exponent of a number says how many times you use the base to multiply. In this case, 3 is the exponent, and 5 is the base. The exponentiation is the resulting total, which is 125, the result of 5 cubed. Let's look at this from a different perspective. Let's look at length, areas, and volumes. The apples and oranges can come too. Say a magical genie and his competitive younger brother are freed by your lucky, unique, antique shopping choices. The older genie says that if you were to put down a line of oranges, he will magically produce a second line at a 90-degree angle such that there's the same amount going one way as there is going another. He will then draw lines in the sand. In any place that 2 lines cross, he will add another orange. The younger genie, always one-upping his brother, promises the same thing, but also he will add a third line 90 degrees from the plane, and stacking an equal amount of layers on top of the area of oranges as the same amount as the original side lengths. So, if you lay down a line of 5 oranges, how many oranges does the older genie give you? How many from the younger? The older genie took your line and turned it into an area. An area that is 5 by 5 can be called 5 squared. 5 times 5 is 5 squared. The younger brother added one more line to that line, giving us 5 times 5 times 5. 5 times 5 is 25. 25 times 5 is 125. So the older genie gave us 25 oranges from our line of 5. So the side length of 5 turns into an area of 25. An area of 25 times the side length of 5 gives us a volume of 125. Powers or exponents make dealing with large numbers like a million, a billion, and a trillion easy to read, turning 1 million into 10 to the power of 6, turning 1 billion into 10 to the power of 9, and turning 1 trillion into 10 to the power of 12. The decimal system, meaning a system based around the base 10, and powers are strongly tied. In the next video, we will cover roots. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel and like the video. See you next time.